All right, y'all. Hi, I'm Robin. I'm here to talk today to you about this phenomenon, the rounding forward of the shoulders. So I wanted to discuss what could be happening in our posture and in our anatomy that's causing this. A few reasons as to why we would want to fix this or focus on this for a period of time, and then some ways to do that. So let's get into it. All right, so rounding forward of the shoulders could be happening for a lot of different reasons. Main ones, tight pecs. There's some muscles that are both weak but also tight. In the back body here, there's tightness often between the neck and the skull, causing the neck to come forward. And the final reason, which is one we may not think about a lot, is tightness in the upper abdominals that causes a contraction here and then a rounding of the upper back and the shoulders. So quick test on yourself to see. You may already know that you have rounded shoulders, many of us do. But if you want to see kind of, maybe you can't quite tell, you can put your hands down by your sides, just lay them down, and notice naturally where your palms are facing. So are they facing towards your legs, or are they facing towards the back wall, or somewhere in between? That will kind of indicate how your shoulders are laying. So ideally we want our palms to be facing our legs. Yes. So why this is important to me is in the past, probably about a year ago, I started noticing in all my pictures and my videos that my shoulders were much more rounded than I really knew. Partly because of scoliosis, one shoulder was way more rounded than the other. And looking in the mirror, I just really didn't enjoy seeing that. It also didn't make me feel very confident when I looked in the mirror. And when I would try to hold my shoulders back, it would be a struggle. I would be like, ugh, and it just wouldn't work. And I would feel like my back muscles were really, really trying to keep and hold my shoulders in place. So if you have had this experience, what could be happening first and foremost for you is super tight pecs. So if we're trying to grip our shoulders back using the strength, but then we relax and they round back forward, the muscles, but also the fascia in this area could constantly be holding on tight. So what can we do about that? I'll give you two things. There's many more you can explore on your own. But the first thing you'll need is a tennis ball or any other sort of myofascial ball that you have at home. You can easily get one of these tennis balls, at the store for $1. So we'll place these guys right on that area. And before you even utilize the wall or the floor, you can just roll it back and forth. And you might notice like, oh yeah, there are some places that are kind of tender in there. So what you'll do then is pretend this is a wall right here. I'll press the ball and my body against the wall and just begin to roll side to side, up and down. If you start to feel some tenderness, those are just adhesions in the fascia that we're starting to loosen up and hydrate. So this will take a while. You can do a minute on each side, up to 2 minutes on each side. It's not going to release completely only one time. So if you can start to integrate it into your practice for weeks or even months, you'll start to notice a change. So after you do this myofascial work, you can then come to a wall or to a door frame, placing your elbow in line with your shoulder, and then we're just going to step forward, slowly opening the chest, the pec, and holding here and breathing. Obviously doing both sides. All right, so that's number one, working on opening the pecs and the chest with myofascial release and then stretching. Next, let's come on to this inner abdominal wall. So this place is very interesting and can be pretty tender on some people. So Again, if this is tight and constricted, it can cause a rounding of the spine and the inability to be able to extend the spine on upward, which can also draw the shoulders back. So we'll take that ball once again. Now we're wanting to avoid this very middle spot, right between the ribs, right in that middle. No. Put it off to the side. And we'll essentially be rolling, if you feel your ribs rolling down the ribs, only, 2 inches, and then coming back. So we're not going all the way down to those floating ribs. We're just staying a couple inches back and forth. You'll do this by laying on the floor on a ball, and then you'll slightly have to tilt yourself away from the ball, so it's not so intense, and you're just going to be rolling up and down like so. Pretend the floor is right here, and breathing. You might notice one side is tighter than the other, which could just indicate maybe some other postural stuff that's happening for you. So spend some time working that out. I've seen huge results in myself and with other people when they've started rolling out this area. Alrighty, number 3, still need this, is rolling out in between the spine and the shoulder blade, these muscles coming up here. So if you think your shoulders are always in this position, now the fascia has gotten used to that position and it kind of is holding these in place too. So there could be tightness on this side. So again, you can utilize that ball, placing it here, rolling back and forth, up and down on the floor. I'm laying and I'm rolling up and down as I breathe. All right, so first myofascial, those areas. Lastly, then we can work on strengthening these muscles so that we're not having to forcefully engage them, trying to draw the shoulders back, but they just naturally stay there because the muscles have been worked and toned. So there's many ways you can do this. Just do a few simple ones today. First, you can work on your rows. So one way to explore this, taking your dumbbell or whatever, even a can would work at home. First, let your shoulder relax down towards the floor, and then lift that shoulder up into position, and then you can do that row. Again, loosening, pulling it on up, row. Once your body kind of knows, okay, this is the natural place for my shoulder to rest, then I can start to perform those rows over and over again, hopefully feeling right in between the shoulders are working. Yes? Another thing, taking those resistant bands, and you can slowly pull the shoulders together and then repeat. So we're just working on strengthening that back chain. That's all I have for you today. Again, this is a long game, a long process. If you think about it, it didn't take just one day for your shoulders to get like this. It happened over time. And so it'll happen over time for you to restore your shoulders to this resting space, just with practice and consistency. And this won't take long. Just give yourself 5 minutes a day, a couple days a week, and over time, you should see a change. All right, leave me any comments in the space below. And if you're interested in working with me one-on-one ever, shoot me a text or a DM or comments, and link is below for you to reach out to me. Other than that, have a great one.